What's up, YouTube? What's up, my Facebook friends? This is the Upstate Prepper, and I'm coming at you live and in person. Today is Thursday, September 3rd, and today I'm going to give you my top 5 predictions for the rest of 2020 and moving into next year. So we might as well just get right into this and get started right from the beginning. So, number 1, cerveza bug. Now, there's all sorts of this, there's all sorts of that. There's so much stuff out there, it makes it really hard just to even tell what's true, what's not true, what's real, what's not real. These new numbers that are coming out with the CDC with 12,000. I'm not sure about all that. I feel as though I guess this is with deaths that have no complicating factors. In other words, the person didn't have diabetes, they didn't have high blood pressure, they didn't have anything wrong with them whatsoever except for cerveza bug. So which tells me that this is definitely targeted towards high expense people. People who are costing the medical system a lot of money, whether it's to keep them alive, whether it's to medicines, maintenance medicines, trips to the ER, people that generally are putting a strain on the financial end of the medical system seems to be the people who really have to worry the most. Now, with that, it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, is that the purpose? Is that the purpose, is to decrease the number of people that are possibly collecting Medicaid, Social Security, disability, older folks, the sick, people with a lot of medical conditions? Is it on purpose? Is it on purpose? Is it meant to target these people? Was it made to target these people? At the rate we're going, as per the official numbers, we should be, by the end of the year, at about 300,000 Americans that have died, that have COVID-19, have cerveza bug. I can see, if this were to last throughout the summer of 2021, that the numbers could get quite high by then. We're at 190,000 official people that have passed away. I can see 300,000 by the end of the year, and by the time we get to next summer, when maybe this goes away, I can see that being real. I can see that being a lot of people, and it's going to be a lot of the elderly. It's going to be a lot of the sickly that are going to be gone, and that's too bad. We'll find out shortly, with flu season just around the corner. We'll be finding out shortly just how serious this becomes, because that will be wave 2. So my cerveza bug prediction is not a good one. I expect it to increase. I expect it to really kick in by October. I expect schools to be reclosed in October. All kids will be home again. Lockdowns will again start. It's probably going to be a very long winter as far as that goes. Prediction number 2. Political and civil unrest. I don't think it matters who wins the election, guys. I don't think it matters if Trump wins. I don't think it matters if Biden wins. I think it's going to be a big mess either way. I think there's going to be protests, riots, violence that's going to continue on straight up through the election. I don't see it stopping. In fact, I think it's going to get worse. And I think you're going to see the violence get worse as time progresses. The elections are going to be a sore spot. It's not going to go well. Probably one of the worst election cycles for the country that we've ever had to experience. I don't see it being real good. If Trump wins, Antifa and the like are going to go nuts. If Biden wins, those on the right are going to go nuts. It's going to be a pretty serious situation no matter what happens. With civil unrest, I also see food shortages. We're already starting to see it a little bit now. We saw it a little bit at the beginning of the event, and we're starting to see it a little bit more now. Hopefully you were smart and you did a lot of stocking up on food while we had the chance. I really hope you did. If you haven't, do it now while you still have time. Lots of food, lots of water. Very important. We had the derecho across the Midwest leveled out hundreds and hundreds, thousands of miles of farmland. It's going to create a shortage of food. We're going to have price increases. We already are getting price increases. We're going to have a lot more. And there's going to be limited availability. You're going to go to the store, and what you're looking for may not be there, or if it is, you may not be able to buy the amount that you want. There is going to be increased civil and political unrest. A Trump victory in the election, I don't see that stopping. I see it just getting worse as time goes by, as the months approach. It's just going to get more and more and more. Number 3, I see an economic depression. You can't evaluate the state of the economy on Wall Street. The state of the economy needs to be evaluated on Main Street, not Wall Street. And on Main Street, the economy is suffering tremendously over what this event has done to us. And that's really worldwide. The dollar is going to crash. It's going to crash. It's going to become near worthless. We're going to see inflation. We're going to see hyperinflation. We're going to see massive unemployment. And we're going to see massive housing evictions. Plan on 30 to 50 million people losing their homes and to be now homeless. What's your community going to do with the homeless that are going to be created in your general area from people losing their apartments, people losing their homes? It's coming. It's coming. If it doesn't happen before the end of the year, it will happen next year. But it's coming. Number 4. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Do you know what Whiskey Alpha Romeo is? Figure it out. And that's going to be with China. And it might be with China and Russia. That's what we're looking at. I don't like the sounds of Whiskey Alpha Romeo with China, and I like it even less with China and Russia at the same time, which is luckily how that is going to go. It's going to be stirred up on Chinese aggression in their areas. We've got carriers burning mysteriously, spying like you wouldn't believe, diplomats being asked to leave, burning documents. This is all stuff that happened just prior to World War II. This is what the Japanese did right before the Pearl Harbor attack. It's all the same. Is it going to be the same? China is extending their arms and aggression into several different spheres. India. There's conflict with India. There is a trade war between China and Japan, China and Australia. In fact, China is actively trying to demolish the Australian dollar. Encroachments onto the Philippines, encroachments onto Vietnam. Recently, the events that happened in Hong Kong, taking over Hong Kong. That's going to put a huge, huge, huge hurt on China for doing that, because Hong Kong, which is part of China, that was the avenue to do business with China in a lot of ways, was through Hong Kong, which had a free society, free government, free people, free press. After their encroachment, that business has been pulled from Hong Kong. Many corporations that have their bases there have left. And finally, Taiwan, which is probably going to be the tipping point. China wants Taiwan. It's widely recognized to be a part of China. Other countries recognize Taiwan to be a nation unto itself. But China wants it, and they're getting ready to take it. What will the United States do? Will we protect our ally, Taiwan? If we do, it's Whiskey Alpha Romeo. If we don't, we lose credibility with all of our allies worldwide. Our words and our promises of protection will come to mean nothing. We will not be, our word won't mean anything with them anymore. What little it means now will be gone. So unfortunately, prediction number 4, I do see coming. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. It's going to happen. And the fifth and final. Look up to the stars. There's something happening in the skies. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to give you what I think it is. But of course, these are just my opinions, my humble opinions. Asteroids and aliens. A year and a half ago, a Oumuamua came through the system. Large cigar-shaped object. Was definitely extraterrestrial in nature. It did not come from the solar system. It shot into our solar system. It passed around Earth. It passed around the sun, and it flew back out. Could we find something more conspiratorial about Oumuamua? Possibly. But what we are going to have are asteroid impacts. And they're going to be starting in the next few months. There's going to be a couple that come by in September, a couple in October. There's going to be a couple in November. There's going to be one in November that will likely hit the planet. It's very small. It's only about 7 feet in diameter. Size of a big boulder. It's nothing that'll take out a city. Could probably take out a house. It's slated to come within 200 miles of the planet, which might as well be the thickness of a sheet of paper in astronomical terms. That's expected to hit. Now, the significance of that isn't that this space rock, this asteroid, is going to actually become a meteorite and hit the planet. The problem is there's going to be more. We're going to be experiencing a large number of asteroids coming our way. Now, what we need to do is get to the bottom of why. What is either, how has asteroids in the Kuiper Belt, which is way out past Jupiter, somehow all of a sudden coming out of their natural orbits and making a beeline straight for our planet? How is that happening? What has happened to cause that? Has something entered into that area that has pushed them out? Something that's large enough to have gravity. Quite possibly. Possibly. Government certainly wouldn't tell us about it. Not until right beforehand. If any sort of catastrophe was going to happen, they're not going to tell us until it literally is going to happen tomorrow, practically. We'd never know. Sunspot observatories shut down. There's asteroids coming, and some of them are probably going to hit the planet. And we don't know how big all of them are going to be yet. And if one big enough happens to come along, that could be a big problem. And as far as aliens are concerned, I think the government is literally this close to full acknowledgement of alien life. They keep dropping hints. If you pay attention, they keep dropping hints. They've restarted programs in search for information, in search for different things. The Navy has admitted encounters with strange vehicles in the air. I think we're not long away from some sort of admission that ET is real. I don't know if that's a good thing, if it's a bad thing. I don't know what it is. But I think it's going to happen. So everybody, these have been my 5 predictions. This is what I see coming for the rest of 2020 and moving into 2021. You can think something different, it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. These are just my humble opinions based upon what I see and what I hear and what I pay attention to. The one thing you need to take out of this, though, guys, is you need to prep now before it's too late. You need to increase the amount of food you have on hand, stored away. You need to increase the amount of water you have on hand, stored away. You need to be situated with a means to defend that food and water. You're going to need these things. And most importantly, you're going to need a plan. What are you going to do if any or all of these things come to pass? What are you going to do? Get ready. Winter's coming. This is the Upstate Prepper, and I'll talk to you again soon.